They came for that Disney magic, but how can you have magic with all of those stupid rules? You've seen them on the news, you've seen them on your feed, you've seen them on YouTube videos that are shamelessly mining them for extended watch time. Watch grown adults abandon perfectly good boats. Watch a guy relieve himself in front of a crowd. See whatever the hell this is on Small World. Watch as I spend a small fortune on blurring out drunk genitalia. It's not in any gift shop. It's not on Disney Plus. Operators are standing by, and by operators, I mean some guy I paid to steal your credit card information. Okay, don't order that. I don't even know where that toll-free number goes, but yeah, it's probably. We've all been watching these viral videos pop up year after year, and the one question I always have is, how can Disney let this happen? But as I do with every rhetorical question that pops into my brain, I decided to drop into research mode and try to figure out why, in this age of increased scrutiny and security, does this bad guest behavior continue to be so prevalent? What causes a person to break? And why wasn't the carefully crafted Disney system able to catch it before it happened? Because I'm sure by this point, Disney security has one of those minority report machines that can predict how we'll all behave. I mean, they're not spending that money on expanding resort perks, so it has to be going somewhere. So today, we're actually going to answer that the TPNN way. We roll the tape on the worst of them, because we can't just point and blame the a-hole on camera, because sometimes the park is to blame too. By now, we all know that a Disney ride is generally a pretty safe place to put your body. The odds of a serious injury on a fixed site ride are about 1 in 15.5 million according to IAAPA, who, as far as I know, has no real incentive to lie about it. You're more likely to get hit by lightning than to die on a coaster, and there's so little chance of getting hit by lightning as you ride a coaster that you guys could stop writing into me about it. Also, why are you guys writing into me, and how did you find the address to my P.O. box? Disneyland is so locked down that California makes them report any guests who need anything more than a Band-Aid. And some years, the state found only around 5 issues per 10 million rides. That's also why I won't open Matland in the state of California, where I expect 10 million issues per every 5 rides, mostly because my attractions are made purely of cardboard and sharp objects. Also, I'm still looking for funding if anyone is interested in a really horrible return on an investment. So, I think it's safe to say that the rides are not failing. Well, technically they fail all the time, but they aren't hurting people when they do. The one part Disney has never been able to engineer around is the squishy, unpredictable people that are looking to make themselves go viral. You. So when you watch a clip, you have to ask, where did the engineering stop and when did the human fail start? In November of 2023, a 26-year-old man stripped down to nothing on It's a Small World and started climbing through the ride like he was one of the animatronics. But he was not. He was definitely not, and I can give one, well, maybe two, actually, I guess 3 reasons why everyone knew that he wasn't an animatronic. It caused the ride to go down for over an hour, which, depending on your position on that stupid Small World song, is either a good or a bad thing. Police arrested him for indecent exposure and being under the influence of a controlled substance. I think he later claimed that substance was pixie dust, but we all know what that's code for. And then in 2025, this guy decides to strip down in New Orleans Square and do a little climbing. Unless, of course, this is just some sort of new show Disney was testing out. Has anyone seen Dick Van Dyke? Because I know he loves to appear on balconies in New Orleans Square. I mean, his name's Dick. I know I'm not the only one thinking it, am I? So what the hell could the guests be thinking here? What position can I possibly take to defend them? I mean, I guess if I were going to be fair, then these guys were both under the influence. And I think that second guy was from Canada. And that does seem like a very Canadian thing to do. Basically, this is a case of drugs contributing to what is going to be a very uncomfortable sobering up, followed by the words, "I did what?" being shouted several times as they watch the video back. I mean, it is the happiest place on earth, but I don't know, maybe don't show up that happy. Operationally, this is one basically Disney can't prevent, and they know it. You can't have a cast member tackle a naked stranger mid-ride without turning a weird afternoon into an even weirder afternoon, and probably some therapy sessions for your kids. So, the protocol is the boring correct one. Stop the ride and keep your distance. Try to keep everyone calm. I'm guessing to avoid unfortunate erections, and then wait for the police. This really wasn't a case where the system failed. There's just no fast answer for a chemically altered guy running around Donald ducking. But at least Donald has enough sense to put on a shirt. And in the case of the Small World Streaker, it costs guests nearly 90 minutes of being stuck in that boat, listening to that song, and just wondering what life choices they made that brought them to this moment. That's the real crime.
Kicked out of the park.
It's May 2026, and during a peaceful ride on Kilimanjaro Safaris, a man hops out of a moving safari truck to relieve himself in the bushes, in front of a full vehicle of strangers and his own son, who delivers the line of the year, "Daddy, hurry up. They're waiting for you." I mean, I think Ian Malcolm said it best.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Let's see if we can understand the guest's thinking on this. This one is certainly a choice. I mean, a gross, completely avoidable, and really, really stupid choice. Like, go before you get on the ride, dude. And then there's probably zero chance of you taking a leak in front of a bus full of, well, a bunch of kids, really. Is that something you really want to have to divulge to people every time you move into a new neighborhood or apply for a job? On a park's operational level, this isn't just gross, it's genuinely dangerous. And even though we're openly laughing, it's hard to dismiss what could have gone wrong. Kilimanjaro is an open-air ride through 110 acres of free-roaming animals. Sure, the carnivores are held back by hidden barriers, but giraffes and zebras can walk right up to your truck. The animals are desensitized, not domesticated. A former safari driver pointed out that this guy got lucky. He happened to pick a spot with no animals near it. And the smart design of the ride quietly covers for him because since the trucks are independently autonomous, the driver can just pull off to the side instead of having to reset the entire savannah. I don't even know how you would attempt resetting a savannah, but it's what I said, and I guess I'm gonna stick with it. As for what happened to this guy, I can't find anything. We know that Disney staff were waiting for him at the end of the ride, but they're not saying what happens to anyone brave enough to pee on a lion. If I had to guess, a very long stint in the Disney gulag, deep in the heart of Russia. I mean, the clues are all there.
Our adventure has been temporarily interrupted. We hope to be back in operation very soon. Please remain seated. Thank you.
Restez assis dans les pattes, s'il vous plaît. Stay seated in your car. Thank you. Mesdames et messieurs, merci de rester assis dans les bateaux. Il est strictement interdit de descendre du bateau. Ladies and gentlemen, remain seated inside your boat.
Now onto a different ride, but really the same exact kind of poorly executed self-evacuation. Also, what is going on with Small World? Can we get some extra security in this attraction? Especially since if there's any ride where the animated figures are coming to life at night, it's here. A mom on It's a Small World hits her breaking point during a breakdown and decides might as well jump into the flume water. And it's not like she can just leave her kids, so she starts lifting her 4 kids out of the boat and onto the set, which is only going to increase the chance of these kids becoming cursed by the ghost of Mary Blair. That's how they create new dolls on this ride. Oh, you thought it was Imagineering? Nope, those are all cursed children that left the safety of the boat. As a guest, I get it. You're stuck, it's hot, and that song just keeps looping and looping as your soul starts to pull you into the ocean like some sort of Sherman Brothers siren. But you are still an adult that has made a very poor decision, and now we all have to live with it. Well, not all of us, just the people on the ride at the time, but you get it. From Disney's position, this is a great example where the whole safety net they built actually works. The instant her foot touched the water, an intrusion alarm lit up in the ride's control tower. And from there, the ride operators are required to slam on an emergency stop that kills power in the entire block. By climbing out to save herself a few minutes, she made the shutdown longer for every single person still sitting on that ride. And it's not like she saved herself, because I'm pretty sure she too was sent to that Disney gulag when she got off. At the end of the day, there are a lot of fails happening here. Narcotic impairment, unfortunate impatience, childish impulse, lack of adult supervision, and the worst tragedy of all, a completely full bladder. I gotta go right now. Disney is amazing at engineering and predicting guest behavior, but humans are incredibly skilled at being unpredictful. Nope. Unpredictingful, nope. Unpredictable. Yeah, that's it. Disney wants everything they build to be magical and immersive, but every time a guest causes a ride stoppage, it forces the mouse to build in new policies that slowly start to erode that immersion. That's the future these clips are buying us. Higher walls that wreck the view, lockers on everything, maybe, someday, seatbelts on the Safari. Even though they really just need to let us pee off the back of those trucks like God intended. So back to the question. Disney, how could you let this happen? The answer, almost every time, is they didn't. The system did its job over and over. There are just people out there that decide that the rules are optional. You can't patch up a decision because the fix isn't mechanical, it's us. And I know that's the boring answer nobody wants to hear, but the open, trusting, uncaged version of these parks, the one we all fell in love with, only survives as long as we hold up our half of the bargain. But there is one thing that Disney can do to solve all of this bad guest behavior. Shock collars. Shock collars for everyone.